Greetings, my language explorers. As an Israeli Hebrew educator, I know up close and personal the struggles English speakers face when trying to read and write in Hebrew. It can really feel like climbing this mountain blindfolded. That is why at some point I set myself with the goal of serving as your trusted guide, walking you through the Hebrew terrain with my secret weapon, a curriculum that simplifies, demystifies, and makes Hebrew fun. Yes, you heard me right. Fun. I poured my heart, soul, and every ounce of creativity that I have into this curriculum, and I'm so excited to share it with you. My approach is unconventional and different from what you'll find out there because it works, and it works so well. I sometimes share the transformational feedback I get every single day from learners taking my books, which I'm so proud to say have been bestsellers on Amazon for over a year now. My curriculum completes all your reading and writing skills in Hebrew, whether you want to read and write modern or biblical Hebrew. And the best part, every component in it is there to tackle a different challenging element of Hebrew learning. So you don't have to struggle like others did before you, or maybe like you did in the past, trying to climb this Hebrew reading and writing mountain, feeling confused, overwhelmed, and frustrated. So get ready to toss your frustrations and fears out the window, because today I'm going to show you how to make Hebrew reading and writing easier, quicker, and so much more rewarding than you ever thought possible. All right, let's do this. Now let's talk about the first challenge, the Hebrew alphabet. It's totally different from the English alphabet with weird shapes and strange sounds, and if that's not enough, it's right to left. But to turn this challenge into a manageable peak to reach, we take a smart, gradual journey. Just like with any big project in life, when you break it down into smaller tasks, you can be amazed at how much quicker and easier you get to the finish line. We start off with Hebrew 1, which is dedicated to learning print letters only. You learn and extensively practice each letter before moving on to the next one, making sure you have a solid understanding of each letter before moving forward. Gradual learning is key, not only within every workbook, but also in the order of the workbooks within the curriculum. Unlike in English, in Hebrew, you need to know print and cursive script letters in order to be able to read and write freely. And print letters being first makes the learning process so much easier and attainable for your brain because they are easier to learn than cursive script. Once you complete writing and practicing all the letters, focusing only on how to write them in print and their sound, you reinforce your knowledge and skills by going over the same letters now in cursive script. Only when you have your print and cursive script letter writing all set, you focus on the Nikud vowel system. We don't mix everything together, so your mind can build this Lego gradually, one brick at a time. And let me tell you, this gradual process works wonders. Another super important feature is that Hebrew 1 and 2 are both right to left workbooks, filled with pointers and reminders across the workbooks that help you form this habit of writing from right to left. Without forming this habit, we won't go far in our Hebrew journey. The third feature, which is transformational in tackling the Hebrew alphabet, is using smart associations that work to words and sounds you know in English, which makes the process of learning the Hebrew alphabet so much more familiar, allowing you to master writing in no time. Now let's talk about challenge number 2, the complexity of Hebrew beyond its alphabet and being right to left. With genders, a unique system of dots and lines for vowels, and more, it can feel very overwhelming and can actually be too much when you have it all thrown at you. That is why I set myself with the goal of delivering Hebrew that is simplified and demystified. My entire curriculum is built on these principles so that throughout the process, we focus on what you need for hands-on Hebrew reading and writing. For each element that you learn, I separate for you the necessary from the FYI or nice to know elements, which takes a huge load off of you. I tell you all about elements that you will not use or need outside the classroom so that you can choose whether you want to invest time in learning them at this point or stick to the relevant and necessary elements for practically reading and writing. Once we separated the must from the nice to know, I simplify for you all the complex rules and concepts, breaking them down into bite-sized, easy to understand lessons. By focusing on simplification, separation, using English associations and English as your baseline, you'll be amazed at how much easier it is to learn everything from Hebrew letters to the Nikud vowel system. Challenge number 3 is what I like to call the motivation game. Let's face it, staying engaged and motivated while learning a new language can be a real challenge, especially when you're on your own. That is why my books are packed with creative solutions to keep you or the young student in the game and on track to completing all your Hebrew skills. First, we jump right into the water and start swimming from the first pages. You'll be writing the most relevant words in Hebrew right from the start, connecting all you learn to real life and expanding your vocabulary big time. And let's not forget about the aesthetics. I believe in a learning experience that is visually appealing, that your books should be beautiful so that you or your little one will want to pick them up and use them. And why not color the letters? That's super fun. So that's a big yes, or ken in Hebrew. I use conversational explanations that are easy to understand, just like a good friend who is a Hebrew native speaker explaining it to you super clearly and patiently. Why make your system panic having to read linguistic or academic terms when you can read every explanation in a language that you know and that keeps your system calm and happy? But I didn't stop there. I make your learning fun using quizzes, video guides, and so much practice and testing yourself exercises. Your journey should be and can be fun, engaging, and rewarding. All right, let's talk about the final challenge, and this is a big one. How do you make sure you're getting the right information and guidance when you're learning Hebrew? With so many teachers, educators, and resources out there, it can get very confusing trying to decide who to trust. And what do you do when you have a question or when something is unclear? That is why I believe in the importance of learning from a native Hebrew speaker with vast experience and credentials as an educator and as a curriculum developer. As someone who understands Hebrew inside and out, I want to ensure that all my students have access to the most accurate and up-to-date information possible. And that's not all. My door is always open to you with any question that you may have. I answer every message I receive, and I'm committed to being there for you every step of the way. So don't worry about getting lost in the crowd or feeling alone in your journey. When you learn with me or use my resources, you're part of my supportive community of language explorers led by yours truly, your dedicated native Hebrew educator. So now that you know how my unique tried and true curriculum tackles each of these key challenges that English speakers face when approaching learning how to read and write in Hebrew, you can start today. To complete all your reading and writing skills in Hebrew as a beginner, all you need is to order your copy of Hebrew 1, Hebrew 2, and Hebrew 3 locally near you. To get started, you can click the link in the description, HebrewbyInbal.com/order to order your copies locally. And on Amazon, all my resources are linked. So from each of my resources on Amazon, you can easily switch to one of my other resources. And if you're interested in improving your conversational Hebrew, be sure to check out my free guide, online course, and resources at HebrewbyInbal.com. If you're facing a challenge that I haven't mentioned, please leave a comment or use the contact form on my website to send me a private message. I'm always happy to help. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit like and share it with others who would love it as well. Click here to watch the perfect video next. Toda and shalom.